Hello, everyone. Welcome to the third day of five seats of teaching with Wakelet in MS Teams, virtual collaboration between MOE Malaysia, Wakelet, and also Microsoft Malaysia. Thank you, everybody, for joining today's session. And I saw just now many of you already joined at 2:30, waiting for us to start. So thank you so much. And for today's event, when you're joining this live event, we're using Teams Live. Your name, email address, and your phone number may be viewable by other session. And this session is being recorded. So if you do not agree to this experience, you can drop the call and you may watch the recording later. So today's topic is increasing collaboration between teachers and students, and our speaker is Dr. Michael Harvey. And Dr. Michael Harvey is also a Wakelet ambassador and our MIEE. And a little bit of housekeeping. If you have any questions or comments, please do post it in the Q&A section. My friends and I will be handling it from there, and the session is being recorded, and the recording will be uploaded in Ruang Ilmu de Lima for MOE teachers. But for those who do not have access to MOE de Lima, we'll be sharing the YouTube links to you after we have completed all 5-day webinar. And there will be two forms for you to fill in. One is the attendance form that everybody has to fill in. And the other one is only for MOE teachers for your SPL KPM. And there will be an announcement on the challenge at the end of the session. So please do stay tuned until the end. Right, so this is the agenda. We have had the event launch on 26 April and followed by Cikgu Yu's presentation. And yesterday we had Cikgu Nad's session, and today is with Dr. Harvey. All right, I skipped this first. So today we have with us James Davis from the Wakelet team, all the way from UK. Unfortunately, we cannot show James' camera for now, but I'm going to show Dr. Harvey instead. But James will be sharing with you a little bit about collaboration and Wakelet. Pass it over to you, James.
Wonderful, thank you, Ferus. Apologies everyone that you cannot see me. I wish I could share my camera, but for some reason it decided not to work today. But it's an absolute pleasure to be here to speak with you all. Big thank you to obviously Microsoft Malaysia and Ferus for putting this event on and inviting me to say a few little things. But if you don't know me, I am James Davis from Wakelet. I look after the community here, and I must say we have an absolutely enthusiastic community in Malaysia already, and we'd love for you all to be a part of this after this week. We absolutely love seeing everything you do in Malaysia. We're a huge fan of Malaysian educators, what you stand for, and all the skills that you pass on to your students and your teachers. And the fact that you're here learning about Wakelet and Microsoft Teams and the other products is absolutely amazing to see. Obviously, today we have such a great session with one of our amazing ambassadors, Dr. Michael Harvey, which is all about increasing that collaboration between teachers and students. And as you all know already, collaboration is such an important key skill, not only for students, but for teachers as well. Collaboration, especially in Wakelet, we try to bring people together, whether that's across the world, making that world a little bit smaller than it is using the technology we have, but also bringing your classroom closer together. And with that come key skills, such key skills like you've already learned, like critical thinking, being able to work as a team, peer assessment, all that great stuff comes with collaborating, and we've tried to embed that into the tool that we call Wakelet. And obviously you've learned a bit about Wakelet, but if you don't know what Wakelet is, it is a content curation platform, and we allow you to save and organize content from the web into collections that you can then share. And of course, in those collections, you can collaborate. So whether that is with your students, you can collaborate with them, work on a collection together, with your teachers, your colleagues, your friends, your family, your whole learning community, and of course, worldwide as well with other schools and other classrooms. With collaboration, obviously, tons of use cases and ideas come to mind, stuff like feedback, being able to create a collection, invite your students in, and all give feedback, whether that's on a recent event, whether that's on your classroom, whether it's on the lesson, entrance and exit tickets. We see some great actually examples from Malaysia in terms of book reviews. So whether you're in an English class or any other class, reading a book together, all join the collection and all leaving your reviews. Great way for your colleagues and your students to peer assess each other. And then of course, stuff like research projects, being able to work as a team on a certain project, leaving your artifacts and content together. And then of course, with your team as well, crowdsourcing content. So imagine you have your colleagues all together, whether that's in the same building or working from home, all being able to dump links into the same collection about a certain topic, such as remote learning tips. You can all add your favorite resources into there, and then at the end of the session, you all have a great bank of resources to take away. But there's just a few ideas, and obviously Dr. Michael Harvey will show some amazing examples and show you how it all works. We've tried our very best to make collaborating on Wakelet super easy and fun, which obviously is key for using it with your students and teachers. So yeah, please enjoy the session. I'll hopefully pop back later on where you'll be able to see me, hopefully, while I'll introduce that competition that Favour's mentioned there and a few tips and tricks as well. But I'll pass you over to the amazing Dr. Michael Harvey, who is one of our original ambassadors. Absolutely amazing stuff that he will show today. I'm looking forward to it myself. Take it away, Michael.
Yes, so Selamat Tinggal Hari from Johor, which is just about to pour down in a tropical storm just across the border from Singapore. As mentioned by James, nama saya Michael Harvey, and terima kasih to the Ministry of Education of Malaysia and also to Microsoft Malaysia and Wakelet for the opportunity to speak today. Right, let's try and present my screens. Okay, it's taking a bit of time. Just waiting for it to work. I do hope it works. Okay, this is fun. It doesn't seem to want to actually share anything, which is great. Let's try that again. Technological issues. Right, so I'm pressing on the share and it's not doing anything. It worked before, I was checking it. Any ideas, team, why it's so slow? I'm also not seeing the live event Q&A as well.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm not quite sure why. Would you like to try to rejoin? We can try that if you want.
Yeah, it just seems to be jumping back and forth.
Hold on. I can see your content
there we
now.
go. Yes, I was presenting just then. Is it presenting? Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can see it.
Okay, brilliant. So it did something really random. Okay, right. So play from current slide. That's good. Okay, it seems to be working. Great. Okay, so as mentioned by James, a trial and error, I'm increasing collaboration between teachers and students, both with Wakelet and also with Teams, which obviously works all the time, especially when I'm trying to present things. So in terms, and it's already been probably mentioned, just reinforce it now, in terms of webinar best practices, this call is being recorded, and also use the Q&A to ask questions, and the moderator will help highlight your questions, and if I can answer any questions, I will be more than welcome to. Okay, so well, first I'm a New Zealander. You might get that from my accent, who's actually working in Malaysia at Marlborough College in Johor. And being a New Zealander, before every time I speak, I have a little thing called a pepiha. And a pepiha just kind of grounds where I am from and my kind of heritage. So I'm just going to go through that quickly. So this is in Maori, so I'll also give the English translation. Okay, so ko Titirangi ta Mawanga, so Titirangi is my mountain. Ko Turanganui a Kiwa te Moana, so Poverty Bay is my ocean. Ko Waipoa te Awa, so Waipoa is my river. Ko Ngāti Pākehā is my ERTD, is my tribe. Ko Manatoki te Marae, so my marae, my meeting house is Manatoki, which is about 30 minutes drive from Turanganui, Kiwa or Gisborne. Ko Harvey, Taka Whānau, and which means my family name is Harvey, and Ko Michael Taka Ingoa. Okay, so that's a little bit about me. Okay, my blog is theflipscientist.blogspot.com. So I'm actually a physics and chemistry teacher here at Marlborough College, and I'm also a digital leader in the science department as well. In terms of my educational background, I have a BSc and an MSc from Te Wānanga to Waikato in New Zealand, in Hamilton, from Hamilton. My teaching certificates from Victoria and Wellington, and I also have a diploma of digital and collaborative learning from Unitec, and also a doctor with my PhD was in chemistry in Australia at the Australian National University. My favourite Microsoft products, since we are talking about Teams as well, Sway and Flipgrid, and I will actually show those and how I implement those in collaborations in today's lesson, or today's lesson. I'm feeling like a teacher. Today's discussion. And my favourite course on the MEC is, of course, Surfing the 5 Cs with Wakelet, but also Flipgrid. And what's the best advice I've always ever received? I think I'm always a person who asks forgiveness first and then permission. So asks for permission first. No, asks for forgiveness first, rather than asking for permission. So I'm just going to go for it, and if it works, I'll tell about it, and if it doesn't, then no one needs to know about it. And you can also see I'm an MI expert for Microsoft for the last 4 years. And if you wish to follow me on Twitter, at Dr_Harves is the place to go. Okay, so I will escape that and move on to my Wakelet. So hopefully you can all see that as well. Yes, okay, great. So I'm just now going to do some case studies of how, as a science teacher, I incorporate sharing pause until you return to a shared window. Okay, what's happening? What's doing? Okay, let's try it. So let's go and try and share that window again. Should be sharing a window. Stop sharing? No. What's sharing? Okay, so hopefully you can see that. Yes or not?
Still waiting.
Okay. Yeah, usually it's very fast. It tells me that I'm sharing the website or I'm sharing a PowerPoint. So can you see that or not yet? Usually it shows it red as well.
Not yet.
This is great technology. You can see me quite clearly. Here we go. Share a window. There we go. So that. Oh, it's very slow today. Okay. It should be sharing a window. It's lagging a lot. Technology. Okay, is that working? Yes, you should be able to see that now. Can you see a screen? A Wakelet?
Hold on a sec.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah, all right.
Wow, quite slow. Okay, right. So, yeah, so as a science teacher, I'm just going to illustrate how I use it as a collaboration tool and how I integrate it with Microsoft Teams. And also how I'm also a member of the International Society of Technology Education, which I recommend you also become members of, and I'm part of the global collaboration team. So as James mentioned, it's a great way to connect with other teachers globally. Okay. Just to start off with, what I tend to do for my students at the start of the year is I've created, once the internet speed kicks in, marvelous, is I share this little Wakelet, and all it is just a series of resources about my hometown, so students have access. So yeah, there's Turanganui Kiwa, and just some interesting facts. Gives you Google Earth, see what it looks like. There's the harbour, and Kiri Takanoa is one of our most famous New Zealanders and one of the most famous Gisbornites. But in terms of collaboration, once we go back, I'm going to highlight essentially my scientific resources and ways I collaborate. So one of the ways I do it is for IBHL Physics. So the students actually collaborate in creating the resources for the year. So I give them a scaffold to begin with, but the idea is I share the particular Wakelet with them, and I'll use Wave as an example. I think there's a storm coming in Johor, it might be affecting the internet speed. Where is waves? H, yeah, waves and oscillations. Okay, so I did mention Flipgrid previously in my discussion, and this is an example where I've used Flipgrid. Okay, so what I do is I give them the bare bones about particular topics. Okay, so I integrate it and say, well, here are the learning objectives, and then during the course, I get them to create the resources. Okay, so a case in point is one of the things you can embed in a Wakelet is, once it's there, is Flipgrid videos. Okay, so once it loads up, and the students actually created individual definitions for different parts of the wave. Okay, so I'm just going to find that. Yeah, right at the bottom. There you go, definitions of wave terms. Okay, so individual students have actually submitted, once I've shared it, there's the instructions from me, a doofus, but individual resources which they can then use to revise with. So here we have Yek Fan, and he has been selected by little old me to define what amplitude is. Okay, so they do a quick 23-second video, or 30-second video explaining.
Amplitude is the maximum displacement of the oscillating object. The distance is measuring distance is between the equilibrium point and the crest.
Here we go. So he's defined what amplitude is. And
the symbol is A. And
the symbol is A, and the units are meters. And Martin's done the same. So basically, they're creating the resources for themselves rather than me creating these resources. It kind of personalizes it for them, and also means they're engaged in the lesson. So I know they're understanding the concepts because they have to explain the concepts. That's one way that I use collaboration to co-create resources with students. And another way I can co-create resources with students, if we go back to my original page, is in the IGCSE physics. Here we go, which again James did mention once it loads up. So these are all spaces. So this is one of the new concepts. So I've created spaces for my individual subjects. So rather than me telling the students, hey, what are the uses of radiation, or what are the different parts of the electromagnetic spectrum, I create a collection for them, which I'm going to share. My internet speed survives. Yep. Okay. And so I give them the bare bones. I create the Wakelet itself, and I provide instructions for the students. Okay, so it's basically a group project on the uses of the electromagnetic spectrum. Okay, so then what happens is the students then become contributors. You share the Wakelet collection with them, which I'm going to do with you guys soon. So we're going to co-create one together. And they put resources on for X-rays, radio waves, okay? And this is the task. So basically, they've got to create a resource where they have to state the frequency and the wavelength range, the uses of the form of electromagnetic radiation they've chosen from, and the negative effects of using that form and detective methods. So that's one of the advantages too with Flipgrid. You can use the Flipgrid Shorts facility as well and create a little short video giving instructions. There's Mr. Cool physics teacher there. And yeah, the students can embed their resources. I'm just going to quickly close the window because it started to rain here. Okay, back again. And the advantage of this too is rather than you creating the resources, the students can present their learning and their understanding in different ways, because there is a whole range of possibilities that you can use with Wakelet. So it could be a video through Flipgrid. You could do a infographic using an application like Canva. They can do a Google Doc, that's what Sunamas has done here. You can just use text, like Michelle and Alicia have used here. Or you can do infographics like this, or make another Wakelet collection, have a Wakelet within the Wakelet, like Inception, if you've seen that movie. So there's many possible ways you can do it. There's an example there, for example, that Izzy, Heather, Ellie, and Mahana and Ola have done, where they've used an infographic. So it's different ways they can present the information, which is indicating creativity, independent thought, and how they are kind of processing the information. That's another advantage by creating these collections. You can differentiate, which you can't really do using other means. For the second way probably the third way that I use collaboration in the classroom between myself and students is something that I just thought of just recently. Being with online schools and being a science teacher, the idea of them creating individual portfolios of experiments that they can do. So here's an example here that I have created. Okay, so it's the effect of temperature. So I share this again with the students. There we go. Obviously with experiments at home, it's a lot more dangerous. So you've got to consider the experiments that you would do. But this is an example of the effect of temperature on pressure experiment. I say, so again, you just create a basic template for the experiment. So today we're going to investigate the effect of change in temperature, and we're going to use a predicted, observe, explain model. Okay, and we share it with them, and I'm going to show you how to share it later. So the first thing is the prediction. Okay, so I give them the instructions. They have to record a Flipgrid video. So that's where the Flipgrid video goes, where they predict what's going to happen. Okay, and then we have an observation. And the beauty of Flipgrid is if you have a particular scientific method, then you can use that method either through typing it, doing a Google Doc, doing an infographic, or doing a YouTube video. The options are not limited. There's a whole range of possibilities. Okay, so I chose a video of the experiment they have to do. So they watch the video, and then they have to record again through Flipgrid what they actually observed. Okay, so if we play this, you can see what happens if you heat a can and then cool it down very quickly. There we go, it gets crushed. Okay, so they record that, and then, oh, there it goes, it's very much crushed. They have to explain it. And one of the, again, being a science teacher, the advantage, again, of embedding something like a PhET simulation, which kind of supports their learning. So using the PhET link provided to help, they have to basically explain the answer using terms like kinetic energy, force, and pressure. And they can either, again, do another Flipgrid video, they can do a Google Doc, they can do an infographic, just to show that they understand that particular principle. So that's been quite valuable with online teaching. And it looks like we might be back to online teaching after Hari Raya. Hope not, but you never know. Yeah, so that's basically collaboration, how I use it in the classroom. Okay, so what I've actually done for this particular session is I've created a particular section, and we go back to home, a particular section to actually everyone to collaborate on today. Okay, I'm just waiting until it loads up. Back home. Okay, home, come on. Okay, there we go. Slowly getting there. Okay, so it's how to collaborate on Wakelet, that's what I've called it today.
Just a quick check with Dr. Harvey. Are you still there? Okay, so I think we lost Dr. Harvey. Apologies for the technical issues, everybody. Maybe I can pass it over to James for a while, who's in the call with us. Hey, James.
Yes, of course. Hey, can you hear me?
Yep.
Amazing. Can you see me?
Yes.
Wonderful. Yeah, I can take over for now. Wait for Michael to get back. What I want to share actually as a little pro tip for everyone with collaboration. Of course, Michael will get onto this in a bit further on when he joins back. But Wakelet is great with Microsoft Teams, of course. So collaborating on Wakelet is amazing, but you can also do the exact same inside of Teams. I can see Michael is joining back now. But inside of Teams, you have the option to add a Teams tab in which you can have a tab of that collection of content as Michael was showing, and you can talk around that. So it's different sort of collaboration in terms of chatting around a certain piece, a certain collection, but it's also just as effective. And here we are with Michael, he's back.
Lightning just struck the building, so
Oh no.
the reason.
You're okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, just a bit of a power surge and then I've just got the internet back up again. Okay. The fun of presenting in Malaysia. Okay, so if I go desktop, that's what I want to do. Okay, so desktop should be going now. Right. Okay, so if I go back to my home, there we go. There we go. So as I was saying, I was actually going to share with a particular, oh, what's that? That's not the right one. Where are my spaces from? Has the internet speed been fried by the lightning? There we go, back again. Okay, that's not the home page. I don't know what that. Fucking IGCSE physics. I was going to share a profile with you to see how actually you can share with Microsoft Teams, but seems, oh, there we go. No, it's jumping back to physics all the time. Oh, there we go. Right, finally. Okay, right. So view connection. Finally gone online. Okay. The vagaries of internet. Okay. Right, so. Okay. So how to use? So I'm just now going to share this code with you, so you can all collaborate on this particular Wakelet. I'm also going to share this with you so you have access to it. Okay. So on this session, what I've done is I've actually put some resources on here as well. How to connect and collaborate with learning communities. How students can use Wakelet to collaborate. And how to collaborate on Wakelet, and also 4 ways to use Wakelet. Pretty picture there as well. Okay, so what you do is you essentially want to share the collection, and that would, if you share the collection, that just means you're sharing the collection with our collaborators. So what you want to do is you want to invite people. That's what I'm going to do for you. Okay, and you can copy the link. Okay, and then if we go back to the team, if I put this in the chat, once it loads up. Time now. There we go. Meeting chat. There we go. Type new message. Command V. There we go. So you should now all have access to that particular invite code. And here we go. It's still working. Good. And you can start to collaborate on the particular. So at your end, what you're going to see is just the edit mode. Okay, so if I go into edit, as soon as you all join, okay, with that code, it's a speed racer. So as soon as you go into the code, you can join, you put your name in, and you can just press the plus button and start adding content. And that's the most effective way and fastest way to actually collaborate on a particular thing. So what I'd like you to do, if you can see the code and use the code, is to join and just add a little bit of thing about you and what you're going to use, what kind of collaboration tools or collaboration you're going to do with your students. There we go, we've got our first one up in real time. Okay. So James has just added something there, Microsoft Teams and Wakelet, Teacher Guide, Staff Guide. Okay. So I'll also just share the code directly for this. So that means when we have all the resources together, we can kind of collaborate and join together and have a super wakelet. So we have all the resources. And I'll do that now as people start to add things. Okay, really slow. Okay. So this is just basically sharing the collection. So you can also share on Microsoft Teams here. It shares it directly. In the wakelet itself, there is instructions on how you can incorporate wakelet. Yeah, Teams and Wakelet, that's an example there. How to add a wakelet to collection to Microsoft Teams into your kind of stream there. They're all there as well. Also 4 ways you can use Wakelet and Microsoft Teams. So I'm just going to add that onto here. Yep, that's right. So that's that one there. That's actually that's just sharing the wakelet, but you can't edit it. You have to use the first code to edit it. And I can just add that in again for those who haven't quite joined yet. There we go. Copy that. Copy them. And that is the edit code. There you go. Add it again for those who have just joined. Okay. So I'll give you a few minutes to do that, about 4 or 5 minutes, and then see how it's going. And if you have any questions, you can put it in the chat as well, and I'm sure the moderator can write some down so we can answer some questions at the end as well.
Michael, just a quick one. Some people are saying they can't see the link. Is that chat available to everyone or just speakers?
I'm not in charge of presenting. I don't know.
No worries. Ferus?
Yeah, do you want to share that to the attendees?
Oh, yeah, definitely, yes.
Oh, okay. So I'll help you to put it in the Q&A.
Okay, so yes, you copy it across the Q&A. So it's the last one there, the invite code one. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah. So yeah, just ways you're going to use it as a curation tool. I find it very useful for curating asynchronously with global people as well. So for example, the plastic project with Kuan Timmers is coming up. So I've got a classroom I'm connecting with globally, and we're going to create a wakelet for that and kind of share ideas and resources between each other, between our countries, which is quite useful if it's asynchronous rather than synchronous. So I think we've managed to succeed despite a lightning strike. You don't get in Manchester much, I would think. Yeah. Okay, so hopefully you've now got that invite code.
Yeah, Dr. Harvey, I've shared it in the Q&A.
Okay, cool. So let's see what other things I reboot it. I guess while we're waiting, I can show you a video of how to simply upload wakelets to Microsoft Teams. But I also will share this code for the entire collection as well later. That way you have it. But yeah, so this is a short video then of how you add a wakelet collection to Microsoft Teams. Only a minute long, so that's not too bad.
Hello, welcome to this video. Today we're looking at Microsoft Teams and how we can add a wakelet collection. There's a couple of ways we can do this, so let's dive straight in. So go to the team and the channel where you want to add your wakelet collection, click on the plus. And first what we're going to look at is you can just click on the wakelet. You can then paste in a collection. As long as the URL is public or unlisted, we can paste it in there and hit save. and it automatically appears there. In the post section, we can see there's a post, so it's telling other members of the team who have access to that channel that it's been added. So that's one way of doing it. Very simple, really nicely embeds it within that page. The other way you can do it is you can use just the standard web page option, put in the title of what your collection is, and then you can save it and it will add that. So very easy to do. If you want to rename it, you can go into rename. You can also remove it. So that's how you add it to as a tab at the top of the channel. The other thing it does, by adding apps to Wakelet, they become available down the bottom here. So now you can see that Wakelet is available. So if I wanted to create a post about Wakelet, I could click on there. I could search my collection and add that to the post straight away. So it's quite a useful function. Really quick, easy way to add your Wakelet collections to your Microsoft team. Hope you found the video useful. For more EdTech videos, remember to subscribe and join me again soon for another EdTech video. Thanks for watching.
There we go. Let's see if I've got anybody added. Nothing. And we got some likes as well, the new emojis. That's quite good. We've got these emojis going, so everyone likes those, eh? Great to see. Great for feedback as well. So what I actually do with that, there we go, got a Wakelet there, a couple of tweets added, brilliant. Yeah, so it's quite good, the emojis as well for feedback. It's kind of beyond the collaboration thing, but if you actually have pre-created emojis linking to particular points, so thumbs up is good, maybe possible emojis, a happy face for very good, and the students are aware of that, it just creates a very good quick feedback for them as well. So that's good. We've got some people adding some resources. I will share that Wakelet collection some way. I guess I can share it in the chat as well. So just sharing the collection, not editing it, but you can just copy that and I'll put that in the list there as well. That way you also have access to it as a resource you can come back to in terms of being able to share, or in terms of being able to use Teams and Wakelet together for collaboration. Right, so just to finish off, I don't want to take up everyone's time. I'll just finish with, for those who are Microsoft innovation experts, the achievement code for this, so I'll leave this up for about a couple of minutes, is T/MHD4C7221. And if you're part of MEC, the Microsoft Education community, you can add this for an hour of personal development, which I know the ministry is very happy to do. I also recommend the Wakelet Wave course on the MEC if you still haven't done it yet. It's a great way to get some badges and learn how to use Wakelets. And that's pretty much it from me, unless there's some questions from the audience, but I'm sure we can do that later. And I can stop. Yep.
Hey, Dr. Harvey, just a quick check. So this link, I will share it to the attendees as well?
Yep.
All right, cool. So we do that. Who's going to take the questions? Would that be Dr. Harvey or James?
Either. I think we can split them.
Yep.
See what the questions are.
Yeah, see what the questions are. That's always good.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
I can see in the new section then. So this is the first time this person has joined. So welcome to Wakelet. Is it possible for students to upload photos to Wakelet as well, Michael?
Yes, definitely. They can upload JPEGs, and that's definitely something that I do as well. So, for example, I take also PDFs. You can upload PDFs. So one thing I've done is getting feedback from students on the lessons and further information. Then they can either upload questions in terms of writing it on a piece of paper, take a photo, put it onto the Wakelet, or I can also provide PDFs and JPEGs of them as well in terms of feedback. So again, another way they can present knowledge. So the infographics, for example, are an example of using pictures to show learning. Yeah.
Yeah, I love the idea of taking a picture of, say, a drawing or an equation and being able to upload that image to Wakelet. Other things as well, you can, I don't know if anyone knows this, but if you invite your students and colleagues who do not have a Wakelet account and they join anonymously, they will also be able to create their own collection within your collection. So imagine that for projects, they can join that collection, say it's on, say, dinosaurs, they can then join that collection. You could instruct them to create their own collection on a certain dinosaur, and they can do. And they can put links, images, their own text in there, videos, and so on, as Michael showed you before.
Yep, there is a video on that actually in the Wakelet that I've created for this session. So.
Perfect, thank you, Michael. What do the 5 C's stand for? That is a very good question. Do you want to take that, Michael, or should I?
We should do one each. There you go.
Yeah, go on. Back and forth.
I'm going to go collaboration.
Okay, that's a good one, easy one. I'll go with critical thinking. That's the second one.
Communication.
Yep. Creativity, because that was on Monday.
Oh dear, what's the final 3? I'm under pressure. No, you got me.
And the last one is curation. Of course, that brings it all together. It's like the umbrella for all of them. Curation brings in every single aspect of those C's, and of course, hidden in there is a few more C's, I'm sure, like digital citizenship and so on. Yeah. Awesome. Faces, can I redeem the code again? I assume that's for you, Michael.
Yeah, so I'll do that now. I can put it in the chat.
Wonderful, thank you. Any more questions? Please get them in the Q&A box. We'd love to answer them.
Yeah, I think those are the only questions for now. So maybe we can continue with your session, James, if you want to add anything.
Yeah, sure. Just as I was following on from before, by the way, a huge thank you to Michael. That was a really great presentation, especially despite all the implications of the lightning and so on.
Back on, yeah.
But no, that was incredible. Thank you very much for that. So hopefully you got a little glimpse into just how Wakelet can be used for collaboration, especially as Michael's showing there, either in a collection where you can collaborate on a certain topic, or inside of a space which is just as effective and will be used for different things, kind of projects versus a standalone assignment. So thank you so much, Michael, for that. As I was saying during the interim, as Michael popped out and in again, Wakelet is amazing inside of Teams as well. Being able to add a Teams tab, definitely try that out after this, because that's another way of collaborating. As I was mentioning, you can have a Teams tab and in Teams talk around the content. So in Wakelet, it's more kind of the students to the teacher and kind of peer assessing. Inside of Teams, it's a lot more back and forth, a lot of chat around that certain content or that certain discussion piece. So definitely try that out.
Yeah, I just double pasted the code there, so I was going to repost it. Yeah.
Perfect. Do we need to download the Teams app to be able to enjoy all the functions of Wakelet? So Wakelet is a platform in itself. So head over to wakelet.com, or you can get the apps on iOS or Android. So feel free to do so there. But in terms of inside of Teams, you can have a Teams account and you can share your collection to Teams, as Michael showed you. But to have the Teams tab and a few other of the functionality we do offer, such as bookmarking inside of Teams, yes, the app is the best place to do that. So go ahead and download that, and you'll be able to enjoy the whole functions of Wakelet inside of Teams. Let's have a look. Can we change the language preference in Wakelet? Yes, you can do. Head over to the 3 dots in the top right of your corner on Wakelet, and you can change those languages there. I believe we have up to, I think, 12 languages now.
Yeah, and also there's the Power of Immersive Reader, which goes with Wakelet as well.
Yes.
And
that's a huge pro tip.
Yeah, it is. I mean, because I teach in a school which is a large number of Chinese, Japanese, and Korean students. So it's very powerful for them to be able to translate into those languages and also break down English because it has the syllables, it has which nouns and verbs and adjectives, changes the speed of the text, can read back the text, which is quite important for English second language learners. And also it has a visual dictionary. So some words you can hover over and it gives an image of that particular word to help them understand that particular word.
Yeah, it does. That's a great little tip there. So inside any text that you see on Wakelet, whether that's yours in your own collection or on another collection in a space, wherever, you'll see a little icon. It's white and blue with, I believe, a little speakerphone and a book. Click on that and it'll open up all of those different functionalities that Michael was mentioning there. Super great little pro tip there. And then this one may be a question for both of us. Is Wakelet suitable for lower primary? In terms of collaborating and using Wakelet, yes, of course, Wakelet is completely safe. We adhere by quite a lot of the privacy laws set in mainly America and Europe, but do apply to worldwide as well. And in terms of ideas and stuff like that, Michael?
Yeah, well, I guess book club's quite good. You can have, so you'll be controlling the Wakelet, but the students will upload their little videos, for example, on a particular chapter in a book. We can have them reading passages together. Even simple things like my favorite animal. They can upload images of even sounds of animals. The ideas are endless. So if they're under 13, they can't have their own personal Wakelet account, but you can curate it as a teacher.
Yeah, exactly. Wonderful. Thank you, Michael. A few little things. I'll come back to the questions a bit later on, but we do have an amazing competition going on right now. So if I could just share my screen really quickly. Let me know when you can see this. Let's go with desktop.
Yep.
Yep, say giveaway challenge.
Well, I can see you still, but
oh, me still.
Yeah, it's quite slow today for some reason. I don't know.
No worries. Hopefully you'll be able to see the giveaway challenge graphic in a second.
Yep, so I've sent it live.
Wonderful.
I can see it already. Okay.
Yeah, Michael, can you see?
I see Tija's page is TY.
Oh, on Teams.
Oh, there you go. Now it's up. Yep, there we go.
Yep. So you're on Teams here, and then am I on the giveaway challenge?
Yep. Okay. Now I can see it.
Lovely.
Yeah.
That's perfect. Thank you. So yep, you should see on here. We have an amazing giveaway challenge going on with obviously us, Wakelet, Microsoft, and also the Ministry of Education in Malaysia. And it's really, really simple. You can do this now if you want to. All you need to do when you're taking part in these webinar sessions is take a quick selfie. So a quick selfie with your screen, whether that's Michael or myself on screen, or just take a simple screenshot of you attending this. Then step 2, go ahead and share that selfie or screenshot on social media, whether that's Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever you use. Just tag in @Wakelet and obviously Microsoft EDU as well to get involved. And of course, include those hashtags there, Wakelet Wave, the 5 C's of teaching, and hashtag Microsoft EDU. Feel free to screenshot this as well to remember those instructions. But it's a great chance to get involved to win some Wakelet swag. So we have quite a few on offer for you, but they are really exclusive pieces of swag that we send out to our ambassadors. We'd love to send them to you as well to get you involved in Wakelet. We're announcing 3 a day, and I would actually love to announce the 3 winners from yesterday. Ooh. So you should be able to see me right now. So the 3 winners from yesterday were, little drum roll here. We've got Azreen Jafar. So congratulations, Azreen. You've won a Wakelet swag pack. We also have Rahim Mubarak. So congratulations, Rahim. And also on Twitter, the @name SkyQuah. That's SKYQUAH. So congratulations to the 3 of you. Your swag packs will be on the way as soon as you provide your address. And don't worry if you didn't win, you have 2 more days to enter, or 3 more days actually. So today, Thursday and Friday. So get involved, use those handles, of course, @Wakelet, @Microsoft EDU, and those hashtags. Get involved, take a screenshot selfie, and you'll be entered into the competition. I believe that's everything that I kind of wanted to share. A few other things that I'd like to share actually with you all. Wakelet has a fantastic schools program that has just been launched, and I'll drop the link into the chat in a second, but it's schools.wakelet.com, and it allows you and your school to become a Wakelet school. So if you're liking what you see about Wakelet right now and you want to kind of push this across your whole school, you can see how your principal can use it for, say, newsletters, how your teachers can use it, your coaches, your librarians, your students, then feel free, get in touch and apply to be a Wakelet school. You can all use Wakelet across the school anyway, but this allows you to bring it together and be recognized for what you're doing. So there's little tasks in there, there's projects that you can do and earn along the way to become a showcase school in which we'll showcase you across the world with schools in the different continents, which would be absolutely amazing to see. So I'll go ahead and grab that link real quick and drop it into the chat. Hey, Roos, if you could share this too, that'd be amazing. Feel free to click on that, apply as your school with your principal or your school leader. And you, like I said, can enjoy all the aspects of Wakelet inside of that and connect it all together, your students, teachers, coaches, and of course, your principal and admin staff as well. Of course, at the start as well, I mentioned we have a budding community in Malaysia already, and we'd love for you to be a part of that. So we at the minute have a Facebook group that is dedicated to Wakelet Malaysia. There is monthly Wakelet Malaysia webinars. I mean, sometimes even bi-monthly, bi-weekly, should I say, every 2 weeks, in which you can take part and learn about different aspects of Wakelet. It could be another session like this about collaboration. It could be a session about how you use Wakelet in lower primary. It could be how you use Spaces or Immersive Reader. They're just great. They're almost, I'd say, an hour long each, in which you learn so much. You know, so just short space of time, you literally learn a lot about Wakelet. So I'll drop in the Facebook link as well for you all to join. We'd love to see you join the Wakelet Malaysia family. So let me go ahead and grab that again. Barry, if that doesn't come through, if you could share it too, that'd be amazing.
Yeah, I've shared it in the Q&A. I see that you have shared that in the Q&A.
Perfect. Thank you very much. And then I suppose the last thing would be to share around the certificate link. So as a thank you, a huge thank you for you all to joining today, spending an hour of your afternoon to learn a bit more about Wakelet. Big thank you, of course, to Michael Harvey again for sharing your knowledge. It'd be great to fill out this certificate form. So we'll send a form around in which you fill it out, and we will send you a certificate of attendance in the next hour or so. And inside of that will be a whole host of links and resources that were shared today as well. Farouche, do you have that link, or shall I go ahead and grab that?
Yep, so I've actually shared both links, the attendees link for all attendees to fill in, as well as the MOE form for MOE teachers to fill in for the SPL KPM. And James, we do have a few more minutes. So I saw just now there was a question. Wakelet is an online tool, right? So for those who are in the rural area, how would you advise them to use Wakelet and perhaps in Teams? Any tips for that?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, with Teams, it's a great way to incorporate Wakelet into it. The way I've seen most people use Teams mainly and then Wakelet as secondary is allowing you to bookmark content from within a channel. So you're constantly sharing ideas and content with your students or teachers. If you click the three dots, you'll be able to see more actions and actually save or bookmark a link from Teams into Wakelet, which is such a cool idea. In terms of being rural as well, if you have internet connectivity, which I'm sure you do connecting to this, but maybe your students do not, or maybe some colleagues, with a collection that you create, you can actually export it as a PDF, meaning that it's an offline version. So you can actually export that, have a PDF, send that around. They can all access that embedded content offline. And when they do get internet connectivity again, they can click on all the links and they will appear. So stuff like YouTube videos, tweets, articles, they'll all appear there. Click on that and it'll open up when they are, say, in school or back at home.
Awesome. Thanks, James.
Nice.
Yeah, I think there's also another question, but can I use my personal email to create my Wakelet account? I believe the answer is yes.
Yes, of course, yeah. Use any email you like.
yeah, because I'm going to move schools in my career, so I've used my personal Gmail account to start the Wakelet account.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a great idea. And you can change it anytime as well.
All right. So thank you so much, Dr. Harvey and James, for joining in today's session and sharing how to use Wakelet for collaboration. And I believe if the teachers have any questions, they can reach out to you via social media. And I'm just going to switch to Bahasa for a while, if you don't mind. So cikgu-cikgu, jangan lupa join selfie challenge yang James dah kongsikan tadi, right? Dan gunakan hashtag yang betul. Dan sekiranya cikgu-cikgu ada apa-apa soalan, boleh join laman official page Facebook Wakelet Malaysia dan juga official page Wakelet, right? Dan sekiranya ada apa-apa soalan, boleh ajukan dekat sana lah. Kalau mana yang kita tak sempat nak jawab untuk hari ni. Okay, so switching back to English. So the links are also displayed on the screen. Teachers, you can scan the QR code or take the URL, and please do fill in with the accurate details, right? Especially for those who want the e-cert, your email address is important. And it may take some time for the Wakelet team to provide you with the e-cert, right? If you haven't received it yet, so just hope you can be patient. And SPL KPM, you will receive it after all of the 5-day sessions have been completed. MOE will help you with that. So a few words from Dr. Harvey before we end the call?
Terima kasih banyak-banyak for allowing me to speak today. It's been great to contribute to improving Malaysia's education system through Wakelet and Teams. And if you have any questions, you have my Twitter. I tend to use Twitter a lot for those who wish to connect and ask questions of how I use it in the classroom and how to apply it to collaboration in the classroom.
Thank you, Dr. Harvey. And from the Wakelet team, James. Sorry, I'm seeing Tejas's names.
I know. It's very confusing. I'm on Tejas's account, but yeah. Thank you, everyone, so much for joining today. We do appreciate you taking an hour out of your day to learn a bit more about Wakelet. Like I said, Michael, a huge thank you for sharing the collaboration there. Hopefully, you can see just from this short period of time just how much Wakelet can improve that collaboration between your teachers and also your students, and of course between students and teachers too. So yeah, a huge thank you. As Michael said, reach out to any of us if you need anything, have any questions, need support. We'd love to help out, and of course fly the flag for Wakelet in Malaysia. So a huge thank you to everyone, and hopefully we'll see you all soon.
All right, thanks everybody. And I'm just going to leave the screen with the online forms, and we'll be ending the live session soon.